Good evening, friends. Namaste to each one of you. Welcome to the Transformational Sunday Meditation class from Quantum Life University. It's a pleasure seeing you all. Namaste. There are some known faces and some new friends, and it's very nice. Yeah, it's so beautiful to see all of you. Have you all here today? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So looks like you're all very excited to meet the inner critic. This is one of my favorite topics. And yeah, before we begin, get into the topic, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Harika, and I am from Quantum Life University. I'm a Sangha member here. And I met Dr. Newton and Dr. Lakshmi for the first time in 2008, immediately after my graduation. And after I met them, that was in the workshop, past life regression workshop. And after that, I realized that my studies have not completed just now, it just began. And the just before the workshop, I completed my graduation, and I thought I'll never touch books again. It's okay if I don't have a PG, and I'll never touch books again. But then Sir, ma'am have changed it all. They taught me such deeper wisdom that I started feeling that what is it that I've studied so far? Nothing useful. Nothing useful for me or for the world. At least that was what I thought at that time. I'm not saying that it is 100% useless. Definitely, because I went to school and college, I'm able to speak in English today and learn all the technology and able to share this with you all online. So I am so grateful for all the education that I have. But I realized that that was just a small, tiny part of being human. That was not the true education. That was only for survival, which is definitely important, but that's not the only thing. And yes, from then I continued here. I started feeling more hungry for this wisdom, and I've been very lucky to have the support of my parents and my sister, and they encouraged me to go for all the workshops. Me and my sister attended all the workshops and retreats and everything, and still my thirst was not quenched. My hunger is still like, I want more. I want to learn more. So I decided to request the masters if I can be of any help. I don't know what I can be of help to you, but I'm willing to learn and do whatever I can. So I moved to Hyderabad and joined the head office, and I started learning from Sri Devi ma'am, Rashika sir, and they taught me a lot of things. I have learned so much. All the work that I do today, it is thanks to them that I have learned so many skills, and because of which I am able to serve continuously. Throughout this journey, my favorite and most helpful tool has been inner child work, inner child healing. And yes, after inner child, I realized gradually that initially I thought, why would I need inner child work? I'm quite good and happy and all. Even my friends told me the same thing. My parents told me the same thing. But then, and even I thought the same. But then after attending it, and as I started becoming more aware of my thoughts, my patterns, my behaviors, my reactions, my responses, my rebelliousness, my emotional ups and downs, my triggers, and my beliefs. When I started becoming observant and I started looking within, whenever I'm thinking, judging somebody, judging myself, or reacting to something, all of that, then I realized that, oh, where is this coming from? I used to ask myself, and I would find the root cause somewhere in the childhood. And inner child work has been a great tool. I still use it. I am still working on myself. I am a work in progress, and I'm so glad that the masters of Newton, Dr. Lakshmi, have been teaching and guiding us through this work. This is the Antar Shuddhi of each person, all of us, we are diamonds, we are the light. We have heard this many times in spirituality, but then we wonder what happened to my light. In some situations, it just doesn't shine. What's happening? Why? So when we look within, we realize that we have put in a lot of barriers which are not allowing our light to shine and express itself outside. So when we look at these barriers, when we look at what's blocking the light from shining, then we realize that, oh, yes, this belief, this incident, this block, this trigger, this everything, oh, there are a lot of layers that we can peel. Yeah, sometimes it may feel overwhelming, but it is worth it. It's all worth all the effort. So, on the way to healing myself, and I have found more tools, and one of them is to embrace the inner critic. This embracing the inner critic, this concept is a small part of inner child work. When we understand about inner child, what is the child within, and all of that, how to heal this child, how is this child wounded, and all, then we come to this aspect also, the inner critic. But even for those who don't know anything about inner child, it is absolutely fine. We all know about the inner critic for sure. That is why you have joined here today, because somewhere you know that there is a critic within you, just like all of us. You know why I'm saying this, just like all of us? Because sometimes we feel it's just me. Oh, there is a voice in my head which just doesn't stop criticizing me. It keeps on talking to me, keeps on putting me down, and it's just too much for me. And when we realize that, oh, it is there in me also, it is there in me also, some other people also keep sharing that, we feel like, are really? Even you have it? Even you have it? I didn't know. I thought I'm the only one. So it's like we are having company. I know it doesn't feel very good to have company in such things, but it does feel good to have company. We are a sangha after all. We are social beings. Human beings are social. We love to be with others and share with others and take guidance. Even just sharing that, oh yes, I'm having this pain. I'm going through this pain. You may not be able to do anything about this pain. I will have to go through it. But just by sharing, it reduces. How does that happen? The presence of the other person, right? So like that, we all need to share. Sometimes even our inner critic doesn't even let us express. It doesn't even let us share. So today we will look at that inner critic. What is this inner critic? Let me explain and elaborate on it to get more clarity. Some of you may be wondering, do I have it? Maybe not much. So I'll tell you, if you have it or not, you will be able to find out through these some pointers. Okay. So whenever you are in public gathering, maybe a party or a function or anywhere, and you start feeling low in energy. Does that happen with you? Just you don't have to answer. You can put it in the chat box. That would be very good. Yeah. So there, yes, Gaurav ji is yeah, that's a daunting, ceaseless voice. It's right there the moment I'm making the change. That's right, Gaurav. Yes. So, friends, I would request all of you to keep sharing your responses in the chat box so that I know that you are there and you are able to understand what I am sharing. And if you have any questions, please feel free to share, post, and please turn on your videos, those who are on Zoom. Yes. That's nice. Yes. So sometimes when, like I said, when we are in huge gatherings, in a party, in a function, or someplace, you feel low. Why do you feel low? Somewhere, very unconsciously, some comparison started happening over there. Some other person is wearing something or looking like someone that you probably wanted to look like, or performing on stage the way you wanted to, you dreamt of doing, or something like that. So this inner critic is like so quick, we don't even notice it sometimes. And that is dangerous, actually. But first, we will talk about the points. So, this is one point. And then, whenever you make a mistake, it's not that, oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I made that mistake and it's over. No. If you keep thinking about it repeatedly, after a few hours, days, months, and sometimes years later also, and whenever you think of that situation, you feel, oh my God, why did I do it at that time? And you don't even realize that you are suddenly regressed to 10 years back or 20 years back. Sometimes it's even our college times, which was like 30 years back. We don't know. Suddenly, does that happen with you? That you remember something that you did and you felt so embarrassed in front of everyone, maybe that was in school or college, and you still feel that embarrassment in your body. You can feel that, oh, why did I do it at that time? Yes, yeah. If that is happening, then there is an active inner critic in you. And the third indicator is, it's not that all of these must be there, but most of us have all of these, or some of these at least. Okay. And the third pointer is, if you tend to criticize other people, even in your mind, maybe not directly, but even at least, even if it is in your head, a lot of criticism or correction or judgment is coming out constantly, very often, very frequently, then you have an active inner critic. Does that happen with you? Oh, this person shouldn't have said that. Oh, the master is speaking, and why is he coming in between? Or, yeah, this person's taking too long. This guy is too slow. He thinks he's so great. All of these comments that keep coming, they are the judgments and criticism about others. Doesn't he know that this is not even a proper combination of the clothes? All these things keep running in our head for no reason. What good is it going to do to you or to others? Nothing good. But it keeps coming, and you keep wondering sometimes, why am I even thinking about his clothes? Who is he, by the way, right? Yes, so yeah, yes, Dishaji. So I was just sharing some pointers on how to identify if you have a inner critic or not. So the first point was, in public gatherings, you start comparing yourself consciously or unconsciously, and you start feeling low. Or you cannot, yeah, yeah. The second one is, I think, criticizing yourself, right? Putting yourself down and remembering the past things, past embarrassments, and past whatever. Even if there is a small mistake that was done, you cannot let go so easily. This was the second point. And the third point is criticizing others constantly in your head. So this was the third point. And the fourth point is unable to perform confidently, unable to stand up on stage and give a presentation, that you are very much, you have all the knowledge about this presentation, but you cannot do it. You know everything, but you cannot write in the exam. You say, you call it performance anxiety or something, right? So why does that happen? That happens because you have an active and strong inner critic, which is going to come out and say, at the moment you're on stage, it will say, you really think you're gonna do it? You really think you can perform so well, like her, like him? It starts speaking in your head, and it will not let you perform. If either it be in office, it could be an activity, could be anything, anywhere. Does that happen with you? If it does, then again, you have an active inner critic. And what else? How else does your inner critic come out? You tell me some more ways in the chat box, in the comment section, and I'm reading them. There are so many ways. The entire world has inner critics. It's not just India, it's not just our culture. It is every country, every culture, Australia or America or anything. The whole concept has been very well studied by Hal and Sidra Stone. And I'm reading this book, this beautiful book on which I have based this whole class. Yeah, this is the book, Embracing Your Inner Critic. And it's an amazing book, and they've elaborated on this concept a lot. Yes, Rita ji, do you have a question or sharing? Yes.
Yeah, it's just a sharing that it's very often that somebody says something and I get little upset inside, but I'm not able to respond at that time. Spontaneous reply or response doesn't come automatically. Then later I regret and I feel I should have said this to them. And if unfortunately I raise my voice and react at that moment, then later I again regret I should have politely handled this situation and responded well. I mean, this is not the way of responding. I mean, aging also, and still I don't know how to talk to people or how to analyze people that they can react badly with me and I should not have responded. So these things keep coming every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ritaji, for sharing the best examples of inner critic that we all have within us.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is true. And thank you for trusting us, trusting the Sangha and sharing.
Yeah, yeah. Even now, I just check the participants, number of participants first. How many are going to listen to this stupid thing? Stupid word came into my mind first before I shared. Then I said it's fine, even if it's a stupid thing to share. It's in my mind. So, and the webinar is on this point only. So if not here, then nowhere.
Exactly. That is so true. And that is so
Thank,
brave and courageous of you. Thank you so much.
thank you, sir.
Yeah. So, like Ritaji said, we all can resonate, right? How many of you resonate with what Ritaji said? Yes. Yeah, you can all put it on the chat box. Yeah, we all can resonate with it. The common language of the inner critic is I should have, I could have, I should not have, I um I should not be, or all this. There are some rules, there are some conditions. This is how you're supposed to be. This is how you must behave. Oh, it will bring out everything that is possible to make you feel bad. It'll bring out your age. It'll bring out your situation, your family. 10 years back, what happened when you did that, and what can happen worse tomorrow, 10 years down the lane if you do this now. So many things it'll keep on bringing up. There is this. So, what is this thing? What is this inner critic? It is a personality within us that has been developed at a very, very young age. So, this inner critic that we are talking about, firstly, we all need to know that it is not us. It's not you. It's not who you are. It's not who I am. We all are having multiple personalities, but it is not a disorder. Don't worry, don't panic. We all have multiple personalities. It is natural. Each one of us have it. We have a romantic self, which comes out with our partner. We have a friendly self, which comes out with our best friends or friends gang. We have a, like, if you're a teacher, you have a teacher self. If you are a youngest child in the house, you have this child self, many personalities are there within each one of us, and it is quite natural, quite common, and all of us have it. Every, even healthy, it's not unhealthy. Only when it goes beyond a point where you don't even remember the other personalities that you have done such and such way, like we see in movies, no? That is a multiple personality disorder, but this is not a disorder. To have multiple personalities is quite common, and we all have it naturally, right? You don't behave the way you behave at home in the office, right? You don't behave the way you behave at office in a party, right? That is a different self altogether. And when you meet your childhood friends, you are different. When you meet your colleagues, you are different. It is like that. All our personalities exist. Okay. And one of the personalities is this inner critic. Okay. And all of us have this inner critic, and it is part of us. It is just like any other part of us. The same way, we also have a inner child. Okay. All of us. All those who have been a child at one point have an inner child. If you were born adult, like in a big body directly, then it's okay. But if you were born as a child and then you grew up, then that means you do have a inner child. All of us have it. Even if you are like 90-year-old, 130-year-old, or any age, whatever, how much ever we grow up, we all have a inner child. Okay. So, as a child, we needed to learn certain things, right? We knew who we were, and we were like that pure essence. When we were born, we were very innocent, and that divinity could be felt. Like you see any infant, you feel a certain energy. There's a beauty, there's a beautiful feeling that you feel because their aura is so pure. They are like, they are the divine beings. And however, as they grow up, as the child grows up, they don't know certain things. They don't know what to put in mouth and what not to. They are curious. They are explorative. So they initially, after maybe within after 6 months or so, they start putting everything in their mouth, right? And then they start crawling, and then they want to hold everything. They start holding things. They want to leave everything. And we think it is breaking. Oh, they are breaking the things, they are throwing the things. Oh, this guy is spoiling all the toys. There's no point in buying him any toys, any more toys anymore. It's a waste. This is what the adults think, but the child is exploring. He's just learning to hold, and he's also learning to throw or leave, drop down, let go. So it is a fun thing for them. Okay, so all of us as children, we did this. And that's how we start growing. We start exploring. We start understanding what are our abilities, what are not. But then we get feedback, right? We get feedback from our adults around us, especially parents. And then once we start going to school, from teachers, and then people around us, maybe if you are in a joint family, then others will also give you feedback. Whenever you throw something and it is broken into pieces, they will give you a feedback. That feedback could be, Array, you did this, or how could you do this? Why did you even touch it? The child doesn't know that it is important. But the feedback comes and the child is scared. This huge giant adult is suddenly speaking in 200x volume. What is happening here? Why are my ears hurting? This person is supposed to be very loving to me. Just now she was speaking very kindly. What happened? The child doesn't understand. It's a shock. And then gradually, there are certain things our adults, our parents need to discipline us. But there is a way. Some houses have very, very critical parents. Some houses have less critical parents. There are intensity differences, right? Maybe in a house, some people have alcoholic parents who do not know what they are doing and how they are behaving when they have alcohol, which is very difficult for the child to comprehend, to understand, to go through that at a very young age. So, and some parents are very, very harsh, but of course, some are very subtle also. Directly or indirectly, the child is given feedback. Harshly or gently, the child is given feedback. Child is learning. As they learn, how they have learned has an impact on them. It has a deep impact on the on each and every child. So if they have heard too many critical statements, too many judgments at a very young age, any child, let's say if they are sitting somewhere, why are you sitting there? If they are standing, why are you standing? If they are watching TV, why are you watching TV? If they are studying, why are you reading this subject? You're weak in that subject, the other subject. If they're playing a game, oh, don't you know even this game? You're so dumb. Maybe the friends or parents or siblings or caretakers or teachers, so many places we are constantly given feedback about how we are behaving and what we are doing wrong, how we can correct ourselves. So, if there is too much criticism at a very young age, this child starts to believe that they are wrong. Instead of they are doing something wrong, they start feeling that they are wrong, which is very dangerous. When a child believes that I am wrong, yeah, who we are is also told. Yes, Gaurav. Yes, Gaurav, you want to share something?
Yes, hi. I just wanted to share earlier about the same points that Madam has shared regarding speaking up. It has happened many times again, and this constant judging oneself is a big bully inside. It's a big bully inside. No matter what I do, it has to be wrong. It has to be judged. It has to be changed. It just can't be exact that I have taken a decision about. You are always wrong. You will make a mistake. Then you are alone because somewhere as a child, if I make my decision, then I must pay for it. No backup, no support.
Yeah.
So the instead of seeking a safety net, you get scary net. You get a fearful net with no backup. So you are always insecure inside that what will happen if I make a mistake. Growing up as a child at some time in my eighth standard or something around that, I can categorically remember that the inner self, when as a child we talk to ourselves, even as adults, lying down idling, my child realized that, in this world, one should not make a mistake. That was the conclusion of a child inside me. And second thing that my inner child concluded was people will love you only when you are low maintenance. If you demand things, then you are a pain in their, a pain for them.
Yeah.
So you should be bare minimum demanding because of how I saw family setup inside my family. The child automatically learned that only those are appreciated or rewarded who don't demand. If you demand, you are fed things, you are given things, but you are not loved. You are totally a nuisance.
Yeah.
And I just wrote it down that I must make a list of all the critical statements that I heard growing up.
Yeah.
So that's why I wrote here that we also learn about who we imagine ourselves that we are, not just what we do, but who we become growing up. I am a loser. I am a gone case. Nothing can be done of you. All these statements collect, and until we come to a place of inner awareness and sangha and unconditional love and space holding, these things drive our life. Absolutely. I mean, there is no anger against people, but it's a lot of grief, and a stage of grieving is also anger. So maybe in that stage a lot of anger comes, but as we evolve and we learn on spiritual practice, it becomes obvious that, like Louis Hay said, I always remember this line: we are all victim of victims.
Yeah.
So it only brings more empathy and realizing that other than grieving, I can actually do nothing about what happened. I can only sit with my sad emotions and feel them fully and connect to that inner child that I am there for you. Yes, it happened. We can't go back and change. But you don't have to live with that now. You can change that script somehow.
Yeah.
And I stand for you now. You are not alone.
Yeah.
So we can't go back and, because I wrote here right now, child seeks love only.
Yeah.
The reflective part of me, the intuitive part of me says child seek love. He looks to parents, caregivers as God. It is actually a metaphor of what the elders look as to a child. They are their symbol of what authority is, what God is like. And I realized that somewhere down the line, I realized this thing, that my dynamic of my relation with my God is kind of extension of my relation with my authority figures, or those who I idolized as a child,
Yeah.
where I can see to the max, I can devote to the max, but that I cannot feel from God, I cannot feel from God, because that is similar to how I received it from my care providers. Until this point became aware for me, this awareness came to me. It is still, actually, I'm in the process, that feeling the presence of God when you are sitting is so challenging. And I realized.
Mm, okay. Looks like Gaurav got disconnected because of low bandwidth. Some network issue, looks like. But we understood that he resonates very much with the inner critic, and he has done some inner child work also. So he was talking about those things. So thank you, Gaurav for adding more of your sharing. Yeah, thank you. So we will now thank you, Gaurav for your sharing. Looks like it just got disconnected, and we will now focus on what to do about this. We were talking about how we start believing that we are actually bad, not that we have done something bad or something wrong. See, as a child, do you all agree that the child needs discipline? Yes. The child needs to learn what to do, what not to do, how far to go, and how where not to go. Yes. All those boundaries and everything is very important for every person. Otherwise, how will we know? It is very tough for every child needs to know, needs to be taught. However, when the surroundings are too critical, overly critical, instead of telling them, you shouldn't be doing this, you should be doing this, they say, why did you touch that? Why did you do that? I told you not to do that. And then there is beating, and there is scolding, there is shouting and screaming. The child is too vulnerable, very sensitive. He or she is not able to take so much. But they can understand when you start drawing boundaries. If you notice, every child is initially very, very connected to the parents, right? And when they start crawling and walking and going somewhere, they always look back at their parents to make sure that the parents are looking at them. They are okay for them to go till there. And a change of expression on a parent's face is understood by the child. If the parent says no, then the child is like either they will do more of that or they will just stop there. But they understand. And I have noticed with many children that even though when the parents are there, they will be very explorative. They will do everything that even the parent says no, don't do it, they will do it. But when the parent is not around, they know their boundaries. They just do it in front of the parent because to grab attention or for some other reason. Okay, so the children do need discipline. They need to be taught all the boundaries and what to do, what not to do, everything. But when it goes too critical, then what happens is these critical words are recorded in the child's mind. And by the age of 5, it is recorded. All these statements, oh, you are so dumb, especially maximum by the age of 7. It is like a radio. radio crazy, radio station crazy is what Alan Sitrust say. It's a crazy radio station that keeps on running. And after some time, it becomes so, you get so used to it that you feel like background music is always playing in your head and you don't even realize. It happens na ki agar if there is a work going on in your neighbor's house, there's a noise that starts to come. Initially you feel, Arey, yeah, what is this noise? Like, after some time you don't even realize that there's any noise. You just get on with your work and you just forget that there's a noise. When it stops, you'll be like, what happened just now? Ah, okay, finally the noise has stopped. Right? It happens like that. This crazy radio station keeps playing. It keeps playing. And what is the whole purpose of this personality to be formed? There is a good intention behind it. This inner critic is not the villain of the story. We've been talking about how much of a damage this inner critic has been doing to us. I understand. But this inner critic is not actually a villain. The intention, the purpose of this inner critic, why this personality has been developed within us is very, very positive. So, as a child, when the child starts doing things and make mistakes and all, they have heard feedback, they received feedback, right? They now know, acha, ye nahi karna hai, ye karna hai. I mean, I should not do this, I should do this, and I shouldn't behave like this, I shouldn't sit like this, I should sit straight, I shouldn't dress like this, I should dress up like this, I shouldn't keep my hair like. They know certain things now, right? And if the parents have been comparing, "Arey, look at him, he got better marks. Look at her, look at her, how nicely she's dressed. You don't even let me, put a ponytail on your hair or something, something or the other." Okay. If this keeps happening, then all these comments are recorded by the child. And then the child keeps playing them. It doesn't happen consciously for any of us, it happens unconsciously, very much like automatically. These things are repeated so that next time you are not scolded for the same thing again. You get that? Next time you're not scolded. You don't, the one part of you wants to protect you, wants to save you from the scoldings next time. Agli baar, whenever I do such and such things, I don't want to receive this harshness. So I will remember this. And I will protect this person, to not repeat this mistake anymore. So, this part of you which wants to protect you from external criticism has recorded all those critical words and started playing. Okay? So, it is good, no? Before someone else tells you, let me tell you, I'm here for you. I'm your protector. I'm your guardian. I'm taking care of you. I'm doing this for your own good, okay? So that is so true. The inner critic started developing. If the inner critic is not there, I can even steal things and not feel guilty about it. So the inner critic is important. Do you agree? Yes. It is very much important. If this inner critic is not there, then we can harm other people and just get away with it without any guilt, without any thought about it. I'll just hit somebody and go. I'll not even realize that the other person must have felt pain, just like I would have felt pain if that has happened to me. All these thoughts come to us. Sometimes it's not directly hitting, it's sometimes saying some words, and then later we think about it. Arey, I shouldn't have said that. Maybe I could have communicated it in a better way. Next time I should use non-violent communication. I've learned it, remember? So this inner critic will say that, which is a good thing. It is actually helping you, and it is helping you to make good connections also by keeping you in your boundaries, by helping you remember your boundaries. So the intention of development of this inner critic was very good and it was very positive. However, what happened was gradually, for some people, or many people actually, for many people, it started overworking. It started overtaking the entire life of this person. The inner critic started crossing the boundaries. It was here to protect you. But if it becomes too much, what happens is it starts damaging you more than the outer criticism. It wanted to protect you from people who would put you down, who would tease you, who would probably make fun of you. So it started telling you, don't dress up like this for that party. Everyone's going to look at you and laugh at you, and then you'll feel bad. Okay, till there it is good. But if it crosses boundaries, no matter how well you dress up, no matter how well you speak, it'll keep on taunting you. Now that is crossing boundary. It is not just protecting you now. The protector has turned around and has started abusing now. So that becomes dangerous. That becomes very problematic in our lives. And most of us are suffering from a very, very critical inner personality within us. Many of us, those who are having very, very low self worth, or those who want to prove themselves in the external world all the time, those who are unable to do things or speak up for themselves, or even those who are not caring about others' emotions and feelings. You know, if the inner critic crosses boundaries and goes to an extreme, it can become very violent. It can become self righteous. It can become a very cruel person. But the same inner critic, because it started with a positive intention, when we realize that I have an inner critic, and when we become aware of this personality within us, this voice in our head, and when we detach from it, when we start looking at it and realize that, Arey, this is my inner critic. Hi, I see you. And you are not me. You are just one small part of me. I am much more than this. So far, it's like, it's me. It's in my head. Obviously, they are saying that my nose is bad. It's true, right? This is what people think. Your nose is bad according to whom? Nobody questioned. The biggest problem is we don't question our thoughts. A very, very wonderful author, Byron Katie, keeps emphasizing on this important point. Question your thoughts. Don't believe them blindly. We believe our thoughts as if it is God sent, as if it is written in golden letters in the sky. No, your thoughts are telling you that you are being so dumb. Why do you have to believe it? Oh, I'm having a thought that I'm being dumb for what I have done. Okay, you can detach from it. You can look at it as a third person. That means if you can detach and look at it, that means it's not you, right? What can you look at? Only that which is not you, you can look at. You can witness. That means that is a proof enough to know that this inner critic is not you. It is a personality that has been developed within you, which was for your own good. And instead of turning it into self-sabotaging pattern, we can transform it. We can detach, look at it, acknowledge it, embrace it, and transform it for our own good. And you know what? There's a great treasure hidden behind this inner critic. When you transform that inner critic, it becomes your ally, becomes your friend. It'll only, you need to draw boundaries. very lovingly, healthy boundaries for the inner critic also. And you need to reparent your inner child with beautiful, loving words and share that love with your inner child. Because the root cause is in the childhood, right? It all started in the childhood when we were told what to do, what not to do, but in a little critical manner, a little more harsher than we expected, we wanted. So that is when it all started. So the child was wounded when a very loving parent or a sibling or a friend started criticizing them very badly, or a teacher. And this stayed with us in our hearts. The child is so vulnerable. They are so open, like a sponge, absorbing everything around them. So they started believing that, oh, I am not good enough. Oh, maybe I am really as dumb as I think. So either they start proving themselves to show themselves and to the world that I am good enough. See this, see my achievement. I'm good at everything, everything. Or they shrink and they are like, anyway, what's the point? I can't do anything right, can't do anything very well. So let me just give up. They may even get into depression at a later point in their life. So instead of all of this, if we now, as adults, detach from this inner critic, just witness it and go back to that inner child within us and reparent that inner child. Talk to that inner child and tell this little child within you that I'm so sorry I was not there at that time. Now I'm here for you. And don't have to be so critical of you. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay because everyone does. And no one has a nose like you. It's so unique. Because I keep hearing this very often about the nose. That's why I gave this example. Some friends of mine keep telling, ki, Arey, I heard this in my childhood. I wanted to get a surgery done. I'm like, but nobody's happy after the surgery, also. Nobody is really. I know. I know those who have gone through the surgeries also. So, yeah. So, no matter what we do, this inner critic is never going to be satisfied. Only we have to give love to the inner child and keep a check, keep a boundary very lovingly to the inner critic. And then gradually, this inner critic becomes our ally. And whatever caution is required, only that much we can use this inner critic for. Whenever you're planning your next project, or maybe you're building a house, you can use this inner critic's critical judgment to an extent. Ah, yes, this could happen. So let me build a fence here. Yes, this could happen. So let me do this. But you will not be doing it out of a fear, out of a compulsion that, Arey, aise kaise, how will this happen? What if someone comes from here? What if some... No, that is not there. So we need to embrace our inner critic. We cannot fight with our inner critic or any part of us for that matter. The more you fight with any part of you, the more it becomes stronger. It has more power. Next time it comes back with even more power. So no fighting is required. It'll only make us feel more crazier. It's another strategy of the inner critic. So instead, we recognize the actual real purpose of this inner critic and really acknowledge this inner critic and appreciate also for the value it's adding in our lives. It is adding value to an extent, right? Like I said, a little bit of guilt is always fine, it is good, but it shouldn't go to shame. Oh, I'm so shameful. I should not have done that. That is shame. Guilt is like, oh, I could have done better. Okay. I think I'll plan better next time. That's healthy. That's healthy shame or healthy thing. I don't know. Guilt is used more of in a negative sense only, I suppose. So we can say healthy shame and unhealthy, toxic shame. We can use those words. So I will end the theory with a short, a very small story, and then we will do the meditation. Yeah. So I'll just finish the story and then take your questions, Urpiji. Is that okay? Or if it is to be
Yes, it's
answered right now, you
perfectly,
can ask.
perfectly fine.
I can't hear you.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Good. Okay. So yes. Okay. So I'll share the story. So the first, I have two coming up. The second one is very small. The first one is interesting, and I read it in this book, Embracing the Inner Critic, the first thing that comes up in the book. It is about a hobgoblin. Okay, there's this goblins and all in stories we hear, right? In fairy tales and all. So there is this hobgoblin, who is very, very wicked and cruel. It's like a devil. Okay, just listen to it like you're listening to a fairy tale, like a story. Okay, so this cruel, wicked hobgoblin has one day he started feeling very happy because he he just completed a creation. He created something. And what is that thing? It is a mirror. It is actually not a mirror, it is a glass, looking glass. It's a big glass. And when you look at anything through that glass, like we have these spectacles, right? Looking glasses or binoculars or spectacles, the specs. It's like that, looking glass. If you wear pink specs, what happens? Everything starts looking pink. If you wear green specs, everything starts looking green, even though there's a something like a white curtain in front of you. So you look at it and you feel that no, that's a green curtain, right? So now this hobgoblin, what he prepared was very dangerous. It's not just a pink or a green looking glass. It's a glass through which anyone will be able to see only the worst in anything. For example, if you take that glass and look at a beautiful landscape, without the glass, it's a beautiful landscape. But you wear that, you look through that glass, it looks like a dump yard. It looks like a bunch of grass and it looks very stupid, very bad, ugly. The beauty is gone. So this glass does that. Whatever you look at, it starts to show only ugliness in that. Even though there is nothing ugly about it, but once you put that glass in front of you and look through that, there's only ugliness that you can see. And by chance, if there is anything ugly, if there is a little bit of garbage in the corner of this landscape, for example, when you look through this, that garbage looks as if it's so huge and so big and dirty. So it emphasizes the existing ugliness and creates ugliness in what is beautiful also. So he started laughing loudly and is like, I made a very good creation now. This is going to be so much fun. And this hobgoblin also has students. So he started showing it to his students and his team members. And they are also like, oh, I thought this is so beautiful, so pretty, but this is so ugly. Oh, I can see everything ugly in everyone. So if someone has a negative thought in their mind or some hesitation to speak, when you look through that glass, you will see only that. Even though they have 100 good qualities, you can't see those. You will see only that one thing in a big, this person is very not at all confident. this person is not good enough. You'll see only that. Okay. So these people started having fun. Now, what happened? They were like, this is so nice. We are having so much fun making everything look dirty and ugly, right? So let us take it to the sky and show it to the angels also. Let the angels also see, look at each other and find ugliness in each other or in the world. That is their intention. Now these are villains, wicked people, right? So their intentions are like that. It's a story, don't take it so seriously. You probably are getting the clue of what I'm trying to convey, right? So they started carrying this big glass and taking it up above into the sky to show it to the angels and to God. And they were like, oh, what if God also looks through this glass and starts seeing all the ugliness that he has created? And all these wicked, cruel thoughts are coming to this hobgoblin and his team members and students. Now, as they are going up near the angelic realms, they were not able to carry this anymore. There was huge resistance, and this is a negative energy, right? So they could not go up anymore, and suddenly they couldn't carry it. It just kind of it slipped from their hands and it fell down on earth, and it shattered into pieces. And some pieces are so tiny, it became like a powder, like a grain of sand or dust, and it started getting into people's eyes here and there. Now, even the tiniest part of this glass does the same, has the same effect, has the same power. And once it gets into someone's eyes, it stays there unless they are conscious and they remove it. So now what happens? People on earth, those who got this into their eyes, and some people even got it by mistake in their hearts also. So their heart starts to freeze. They can't see anything beautiful in the world. Their hearts close and they see only ugliness. They cannot trust people. They feel that, oh, the world is not a safe place. I am not safe. I'm not in a good place. So that becomes very depressing and dangerous at the same time. So I'm sure you all understand what I'm referring to here. That mirror, the piece of the mirror, is nothing but our own inner critic. And it's not that we are not good looking. There are people who come and tell, but my body is really flat. I am really too thin, or I'm too fat. I do look very plumpy. It is a fact. What is wrong in people saying that? My inner critic saying that. So what? So what? Who are you fat according to? Compared to whom? Who are you dumb according to? People used to call me dumb. I used to feel dumb for quite some time. I never used to speak to anybody. I used to have such fear to talk to anyone that even in my degree first year, first day, when I was asked to tell my name, obviously it's the first day everyone is introducing themselves. I cried to tell my name in front of 30 people. I cried. I was so scared. I was so scared that I'll make a fool of myself by speaking. And by not speaking, I did exactly the same thing, is what I thought at that time. I did become a fool, kind of. And my teacher is annoyed, my faculty. He was like, I have to call you something for the next 3 years. Why are you crying? What's your name, is all I asked. Imagine this irony and my situation there. And why would someone be so scared? What are they scared of? They're scared mainly of their own inner critic, who will not let them sit peacefully. So, this is the first story that I'd like to share. And then This, of course, is clear for you, right? And the second thing that comes to my mind is, like I said, the inner critic came with a good intention. इरादा नेक था पर अब जो हो गया वो it's like going out of boundary. Just like bananas are very good for health, but if you eat a dozen bananas, it's going to make you sit in the bathroom in the toilet for a long time. Nothing in excess is good, right? So this reminds me of another short story. There was once a great master, a master, spiritual master, and he used to give lectures, sermons, and he became very old. And one day he told the disciples that I'm leaving the body, and he left. Now the disciples are like, okay, we will take care of the ashram and everything, just the way master did. We will not let his absence be felt. We will make sure his presence is always around. So we will do everything exactly how he used to do. So they used to have the sermon, meditation, everything at the same time, the way master used to conduct. And every time there is a meditation, they used to go and tie a cat in a room. Now this cat also died one day. They brought another cat and started tying it in a room. Now there's a new person who joined this sangha, this ashram. Now the new person is asking, why are you tying the cat every time before meditation? People are like, we don't know. Master used to do that earlier. So we do it. The cat has to be there. The cat died, bring another cat and tie it. It is important. Otherwise, meditation will not happen. Now, the actual reason was when the master was there and the cat was there, cat was his pet. Master used to love it. But it used to go and disturb everyone in the meditation. That was the whole reason behind why the master used to ask the cat to be tied in the room during the meditation. But later, people forgot the purpose and they just remembered, no, this is a ritual. Now that has become a ritual. Nothing else. Bring a cat, tie it in the room, start meditation. This is what is craziness. Doing things blindly. So if we are not aware of what we are doing, why we are doing, what we are thinking in our own heads, nobody else can think in our heads. That's the best part. We have a bonus. If we have a gift, luckily, nobody else can think in our heads. But we have to become aware of our thoughts to have control over them, which we do not have. So once we become aware of this, then only we can really question our thoughts. I keep on telling myself that I'm dumb. Why do I do that? Oh, yeah, in childhood, that LKG teacher once told me because I could not learn ABC. So I keep thinking, but now I am 35-year-old. Don't need to carry that. When we realize that, we can go back and we can tell our inner child, my dear inner child, we are grown up now. You don't have to feel bad. And I know many instances where you behaved so intelligently. So I have the proof that you are intelligent. You are not dumb anymore. I certify you. You can say that, and we can pamper, take care of our inner child, and heal that part of us. So these are the two things I wanted to share, which I thought will bring more awareness within us. And Rita ji, you wanted to ask something, right? Or is it someone else? Oh, okay. It is Harshita ji, is it?
Hello, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, hi.
Yeah, I hope I'm audible. There is some
Your voice is
noise.
very faint. I'm
Am I
not able to hear you well.
Yeah. Am I audible now?
Yeah, I guess it's better.
Okay. Yeah. So the stories were really good. I'm trying to reflect on them, but just for the sake of completing the inner queries about the inner critic that I'm having. So there is something like, okay, today, like, yeah, from the childhood, I feel like I'm much better in terms of what I didn't know, what I did know. Even though as a child you are not expected to know everything, so that's definitely a critic which is acting up there. But even today, when someone tells you some things which are like you don't know, right? There is still this kind of guilt, or I don't know what to say, but this lack of self worth that comes in, or some sort of void that comes in that says, and that scares us that, oh, am I less than others? Am I not enough? Sort of.
Yeah.
So, even though we know that we have been doing enough, um, especially from the childhood, but still that fear of not being enough, uh, when people criticize, especially when
Yes.
people criticize, and people just not all people criticize the same way. Some people just pass the criticism without much understanding, but some people really criticize.
Yeah.
So then that comes a fear of whether it is really bad in us or not. So yeah, that part.
Yes, Harshita ji. I understand that is true. And it happens, right? Even today, it's not just a childhood, but even today, when someone says that, oh, you don't know anything, or you don't know about this, you can't do this, then it does hurt. It triggers us. Either we become very rebellious or we feel low. If we start feeling that, oh, maybe I'm still not good enough. And this is coming from the childhood, actually. The root cause is always in the childhood. Otherwise, things don't bother us much, things don't trigger us much. For example, for someone who has not heard such critical comments, who was always encouraged in childhood, has a good foundation in self confidence, good base of self worth. It is not easily shaken. But those who do not have a base or the foundation, strong foundation of self worth, that is easily shaken. So, in adulthood, whatever are our triggers, they are all coming from the childhood. They are reminding us of the childhood situation where it first happened, initially happened. And we may not remember the memory immediately, but it is usually the inner child within us which is totally taking control at that moment, feeling bad for being not good enough, feeling hurt. Yeah, I know. My mom also used to say that. My sister also used to say that. My brother has always been good at it. All these thoughts are coming because the root cause, the base is there. So, yeah, we need to do more of inner child work. Yes, I hope that answers your question. Yes, Vishalji, want to share or ask anything?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, so I'm sorry for the background noise. There's some celebration happening, so if it's audible.
Okay. Your voice is very clear, no problem.
Okay, so I just had a question just to flip what you had mentioned through your story and earlier that sometimes our inner critic or an inner mind can be overly pessimistic or negative, right? And that can kind of shadow the actual situation, like make it worse than it actually is. But
Yes.
do you think that even if we take it to the other extreme, like let's say if we are, some people are overly optimistic, like even if you give them or even yourself, like let's say if you actually get actual feedback where you should actually feel bad and improve on yourself, even that they'll kind of, you brush it off.
Mhm.
So I feel both those sides can be detrimental, right? Because in both those sides, your growth will be stunted. So what's your take on that? Like, how do you find that middle ground and balance? Where you
Yeah.
can give yourself a reality check. It's not like, you have to protect yourself too much. And yeah.
Yes, Vishalji. Thank you so much for the beautiful question. That is so true. And like you said, both the sides, yes, they are two sides of the same coin. That is so true. Those who feel low self-worth will either become too arrogant or too self-righteous, too overly positive or overly optimistic also comes in this category sometimes, somewhere over there, or too depressed or low confident and degrade themselves, put themselves down, please others, please themselves, whatever, or they give up. So these are actually two sides of the same coin called low self-worth, low confidence. This inner critic is active in both of them. Just that the kind of overly optimistic people that you have mentioned about, they do not even realize that there is a inner critic within them. They try to suppress that inner critic constantly and keep on telling themselves positive affirmations and positive words, and because they're trying actually, they cannot take it anymore. This criticism is too much for them, so they kind of started taking the help and support of affirmations and positive, which is a good thing. But if you, it's like in a glass, you take some poison, and then in that you add so much of honey and good things and sweet and this and that, will that poison go anywhere? Just because you added 90% of good things, fruits and juices and this and that poison is not going anywhere. It is still there, deep down. It's like that. Within us, if we don't deal with the actual wound of the childhood and we try to put a lot of positivity on top of it, we will not be able to improve. We will not be able to actually deal with it, and someday it will bounce back on them. We keep hearing from many people, I've been doing these affirmations for so long. And I am very much supportive of affirmations. Don't think otherwise, because the Louis Hay's book is the first book and my most favorite book. I still recommend everyone to read that book. But nowhere in her book did she say not to work on yourself. She speaks about inner child work. Every master who has helped themselves in some way or the other, they always say, look at your darker side. Look at your own deepest, darkest fears, your inner critic. Here, what is your mind's chatter to yourself? Always, you've got to listen instead of just covering it up with goody goody nice icing. No, if you put stones and give it a nice cake shape and put icing, even then if you cut it and try to eat it, it still tastes like a stone. You cannot even bite it. So yeah, it is like that, but it is some people's coping mechanism to not feel bad about themselves, because maybe I don't know who they are, but many times it happens because if in childhood they were criticized too much, then they cannot take it anymore. So what they do is, they, in order to protect themselves, they have this positivity layer. No, everything is fine. It's just them looking at it in this way and this and that. All is well, all is well, all is well, because they are too hurt to look at it, and they're not probably ready for looking at that wound and healing that wound. Because whenever, जब भी चोट लगती है, whenever you are hurt, if you just don't want to do the dressing, then it is going to get worse only. But when you choose to do the dressing, it's going to pain a lot. It is definitely going to be like that. When we go and connect to our wounds, initially, what happened and why did I become this way, and all of that, when we start looking at us, looking at our thoughts, our fears, our actual core of who we are, kya hai mere mein, actual mein. Okay, all these negative thoughts are also part of me. This also belongs to me. When you are ready and daring and courageous enough to look at it, only then it will be painful, but you will be able to come out of it. Anyone will be able to overcome that. But they themselves have to realize that we cannot force anything upon anyone, and we've just got to wait and give them that space. Thank you. Thank you for the question. It's beautiful. Now I'll just take something from the chat box also. I'll read it. And we will definitely do a meditation. It'll be a short meditation, but it'll be very important for all of us. So please stay connected. Or maybe I'll just read the chat box after the meditation. I will answer if there are any questions in the chat box. Okay. Because this meditation is important, let's take this opportunity to meditate together. So if there are any participants in this class who are meditating for the first time with us, then let me just share the simple meditation process that we do. It is very easy for anyone to understand. You can either keep your legs crossed, or you can sit in a chair, keep your feet down, just cross your ankles. Clasp your fingers. You can remove your specs if you're wearing any specs. You can take a backrest of a chair or the wall. You've got to just sit comfortably. Sit very comfortably. This is going to be a 15 minutes meditation. And initially, we will just be with the breath. You can close your eyes and observe your normal, natural breathing. You're just watching the breath with closed eyes. You're experiencing the breath. Let it happen naturally. Witness the breath. A natural, normal breath. Now, allow yourself to remember a recent memory. Something small, not too deep, but something small, but something that has triggered you. It could be in the traffic, could be something at home. Remember this memory when maybe you made a mistake or you were told that you made a mistake. You were told that it was your fault. And then what happened? What were your thoughts about yourself after this incident? Did the inner critic in you take over? Remember all the words that it used to remind you of something that's wrong, something that's not right with you. How many times more did this inner critic come back that entire day? And how did you feel when this inner critic was constantly reminding you of that incident or of what has happened, how you could have avoided it, how you could have been better? All those words that you heard many, many times. Recognize that they are all coming from a part of you, which is your inner critic. It's a voice in your head, and it is not always true. Recognize this voice. How do you feel when this voice starts talking to you? Do you feel drained, stressed? Do you feel low in energy? Do you feel offended? Do you feel not good enough? What all do you feel when this voice in your head starts telling you that you are not good enough, you should not have done that, you could have done better, this is all your fault, and a lot of things. Now, detach yourself from this voice and witness as this wise self looking at the inner critic. When was the first time you heard these words in this lifetime? Try to remember your childhood. when you heard the similar statements from some adults around you. You can hold one statement that hurts you the most, that you hear most often from your inner critic, and track the root cause of this. When was the first time you heard it? How old were you at that time? And what was happening? Let this memory show up. And if there is any emotion coming up, hold yourself with love. It's okay to feel the emotion. Just witness. One part of you is witnessing, and the other part of you is going through this memory. Now you know where it all began. Allow this wise part of you, the witnessing self, to go to this little child who heard these critical statements for the first time in her life, in his life. This is your inner child. Connect to him, connect to her. Empathize with this child within you. Understand his or her emotions, feelings, how they are feeling at that point when they are being criticized, when they are being told that they are not good enough, they are not perfect, they are imperfect, there is something wrong with them, with their behavior, with their actions. Hold this child dearly. Take this child to your heart and listen to this child, their feelings, hearts, beliefs. What were the beliefs that were formed in that moment? Did he or she start believing that I cannot do anything right? Or no matter what I do, I will be criticized? Or I don't look good? Or what is it? What is it that he or she started believing in that moment because of this criticism that they have faced? As this child expresses their feelings to you, their thoughts and beliefs to you, they feel much better. They feel lighter. And this wise part of you this aware part of you who is witnessing and watching and taking this child closer. This mature adult within you. Step into that personality now and tell your child, your inner child, and my dearest one, it's okay to make mistakes. We learn through our mistakes, and it is perfectly fine. It's okay. You are a divine being, and I see you as that. We all make mistakes, and it's okay. You are not flawed. You are not bad. You are wonderful. And I love you just the way you are. I really do. I accept you just the way you are. I understand your feelings. As a child, you didn't know, but now I'm there with you, and I will guide you through every step. I will guide you. I'll take your hand and walk you through this beautiful world. Together, let us see the beauty that is there in this world. The beauty that is there within each one of us. In our own selves and others. As you say these words to your inner child, observe how your inner child is feeling. And observe how your inner critic is feeling. The need of this inner critic is to protect you from the wounds, from the criticism of the outside world. And now that its need has been met, how is this inner critic feeling? You are there to protect this inner child, this vulnerable side of you. And you accept this part of you. You accept yourself with all the flaws, with all the mistakes. And you no longer judge yourself. So the need of the inner critic has been met. And now the inner critic doesn't have to exhaust himself or herself in teaching you what's right, what's wrong. It can relax now. You can also tell your inner critic, my dear inner critic, thank you so much for protecting me, for trying to protect me all this while. You have tried to keep me in my boundaries. You have taught me discipline. You have taught me rights and wrongs. And thank you for that. Now let me take control. I am the wise part, the wise self, and I will take care of this inner child and you. Together, let us look at this beautiful world and move forward. Now just embrace both these parts as this wise self. Take the inner child and the inner critic into your heart with all the love, with all the compassion. Give them a place in your heart. They are part of you. But now you are taking the lead as a mature, wise adult. Now feel yourself taking a few steps forward and looking at the beauty in the world, in the others, other people around you and within you. And whenever you're ready, the beautiful smile integrating all of this experience, you can slowly come back to the present moment and slowly open your eyes with a beautiful smile. Look at this beautiful world. Look at your surroundings and see the beauty where you could not see earlier. Maybe your room is not so clean, and still you see the beauty in this room and where you're sitting. Just take a moment, take a few moments, and imagine how you would be looking if that hobgoblin's mirror was not there in your eye. And instead, maybe an angel's eye, angel's mirror is there in your eye. The God's view, because it's all God's creation, whichever God you believe in. So that's beautiful. I hope that this helps each one of us. I'm sure this is a beginning of a beautiful journey for most of you, many of you who have probably not done inner child work, then this must be a beginning for you. But those who have done inner child work, this is like a continuation. And for all of us, definitely from time to time, this inner critic keeps coming up and we embrace it, we accept it, we do not fight with it. We understand the inner critic with compassion and love and wisdom. And we understand that it is only trying to protect us. And we just tell this inner critic, it's okay, my dear. You're scared that I'll make a mistake when I go in front of so many people and speak. Okay, it's fine. It's okay to make mistakes. Nobody's going to judge us now. We are an adult. You can say that from today. It has helped me a lot, definitely. Like I said, I used to be a very scared kid, always crying and always afraid of talking to strangers and all. But today I'm here because of inner child work and doing all these processes. It has helped me a lot. You can see the change in me. But still, there's a lot I am still working on. Sometimes it comes as a criticism for others. Then also you catch yourself and come back. It is basically telling what it believes about you. It is indirectly telling that, oh, that person is so clumsy or something. It's actually a self judgment which doesn't want to accept So whenever you do that, you just come back to yourself and say, it's okay, it's okay. I'm fine. But then you can take it to the next level also by doing a few more inner child meditations and some more work here. Yeah, and I saw the chat box. It's really nice that you all are sharing your insights, your memories. Yes, sometimes we cannot do anything other than just good. We are so scared of not doing good. But sometimes it's okay to not do good or bad also, to do just things that you like. Like, for example, I was making a drawing the other day just because I wanted to practice. And yeah, it's just a few lines you can say. I won't say it's so beautiful or not. It's neither beautiful nor ugly. It is just lines, okay? And if someone asks me, what's the whole point? Why are you wasting the paper and ink? Like, I used to get that a lot from my dad in childhood. He was a very critical parent. It's like, why are you wasting the ink of the pen and paper? Why don't you make something beautiful? So I stopped drawing after a point. I was like, oh, I cannot draw whatever's on my mind. I'm wasting the paper. Or should be conscious. But recently I started learning art and painting one more time, like I used to paint in childhood. And it started opening up my mind. And I was like, it's okay to draw just for the sake of drawing. It is neither good nor bad now, whatever I did. It's just I did it. I wanted to do it and I did it. And it is okay. But my inner critic was like, are you sure you want to do it one more time? You want to use one more page? I'm like, yes, I am sure. I would like to do it and I deserve it very much. So that's how you do it on a daily basis. Thank you. Thank you, Gauravji, for your sharing. It was very, very nice. I see your comments in the chat box and all of that. Thank you, Kiranji and Meera. Gaurav ji, Hare Krishna, Reddy ji, Harshita ji. And thank you so much. And Rita ji, and all other friends for being here. And I hope that this is going to be helpful for you. Please carry this with you. Be aware of your inner critic. That's the first thing and simplest thing. Yeah, it might sound tough also sometimes, but it's the first thing we need to do in order to overcome and embrace. Take the power back. So far, to give you a summary, so far, you are in a car, your life you're driving your life. Let's say this car is your life, okay? But in this car, there are three people: your wise self, your inner critic, and your inner child, wounded inner child. Okay. So far, your inner critic was in the driving seat, or your wounded inner child was in the driving seat. But today, in the meditation, we have decided to tell them to calm down and relax, and we have taken the control of the driving seat. So imagine how it would be if there's a vehicle on road and a child is driving the car. How would it go? It'll be like, yeah. Child doesn't know. And if the child is wounded, imagine what it would look like. Child is crying and throwing tantrums. Now imagine the critic is driving the car. Why are they going like that? Why are they going like, why is this car like this? Why is the steering like this? The seat is so uncomfortable. So the critic is criticizing each and everything, and life and the journey becomes so miserable if you are with some driver like that, right? Now imagine your wise self entering the driving seat and driving very wise, calm, composed, knowing what he or she is doing, where they are going, and very calm, relaxed, cool. So, this is where we want to get to. And we should always remember that. That's it. Let us all remember that. And with this intention, thank you so much. Take care. All the best to all of you. Bye bye. Bye.